I've been losing subscribers lately, so I feel like why not lose some more and talk about politics, which I actually don't like talking about. Look, y'all, after everything that's been going on these past few years, I just need to know specifically, do we need a Republican Party? Do we need them? Like do they actually do something like that getting rid of them would actually stop that benefits the nation? Because it seems like with everything that's been going on lately, there's nothing. It seems like for if the Republican Party actually does do at least one thing correctly, they do a whole bunch of other things ridiculously terribly. Like at this point now, saying that January 6th wasn't bad, I mean, it's like basically at this point, if you're a Republican, you're sort of like establishing your who you are as a person. Like you say you're all pro America and all for the country and all this other stuff, and then you have to sort of like battle against your own morality and your own devotion to your nation to agree that an attack on the Capitol that could have possibly killed some congressmen and also defecation on the walls is a good thing. Like, in order for you to be a Republican, you have to somehow say that that could have been a good thing to do. You know what I mean? And that is just that's just one of the things. You have this other guy who's basically saying that he's okay with war, or something about Russia and the Ukraine. You know what I mean? You have my whole thing is like I need to know specifically what are some good things like what are some good things that the Republican Party does that deserves all this devotion and honor and care and things like that, because I'm having a hard time figuring that out. Like, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a Republican. I'm none of that stuff, because of the fact that like they're just words at the end of the day. I think that people should be able to have the freedom to do what they want to do, but I also think that if you give people too much freedom, they'll do the stuff that they want to do. And in America, that's bad. Like, historically speaking, we have basically shown what would happen if people get too much freedom in this country. Because the wrong people have had freedom for years and everything is terrible about it. And those same people are now basically saying, we don't even want to teach that stuff in history. It was too terrible. Like, at this point now, critical race theory should be a litmus test of who you want to vote for, because basically at this point, critical race theory is just like, if you could summarize American history into one sentence, it would be racist people literally ruined everything. Everything. Every single bad thing in America right now, you can in some way, shape, or form connect back to racism. And I'm not talking about just white people, but I'm just talking about in general. The belief that one type of person is better than another type of person has basically motivated this ridiculous social hierarchy, archaic stupidity concept that just basically said the top people deserve everything and the bottom people deserve nothing. And the problem is that the bottom people take up the majority of society. So it's like everything is terrible because of it. And now you sort of gloss over this fact by basically saying America is the greatest country in the world. We're $30 trillion in debt, have quite possibly the most people in the world imprisoned, and among a whole bunch of other crazy school shootings, church shootings, supermarket shootings. Ugh. It's like, I'm trying to figure this out though. Why do we need a Republican Party? What do they do that is so beneficial that they need to still be around? And if your answer is, well, what do the Democrats do? Then you basically are agreeing that the Republicans do nothing. You can't be like, oh, I don't like both sides, and then defend one side when they're getting called out on their bullcrap. It's ridiculous. It's basically the equivalent of saying, I don't like peanut butter and jelly, but if somebody says that they don't like jelly and you say, why is peanut butter so good then? I mean, you're basically saying that you like jelly. You're an a-hole. Stop being an a-hole. But it's ridiculous because of the fact that this is where we are. Another thing I wanted to like kind of rant about is the fact that like the dual party system benefits the Republicans, because all they have to do is guarantee that Democrats don't win. That's all they have to do. If Democrats don't win, the Republicans win immediately. That's why the congressional maps are so important. It's like you have these congressional maps where it's like blood red except for a few certain blue areas. And they basically say, well, even though nobody voted, all these people would have voted for us. I'm just saying. Next thing you know, they win. I'm just saying, it's ridiculous because all they have to do is because like the Democrats in all of their it feels like the political parties are ultimately the Democrats are willing to help out everyone no matter how mediocre it is or no matter how badly it's required that they don't help out everyone, like help out everybody except for the white supremacists, the Nazis, and all these other people. But the Democrats are like, yeah, but they're still part of the group. And it's like, no, they're not. Ostracize them. And it's like, because if you help them even a little bit, things will go terribly. If anything, they should be the people that you don't help. And the Democrats are like, yeah, but we want to help everyone, including the white supremacists. I mean, well, they're Americans too, but I mean, that's the issue with the Democrats. Whereas the Republicans, they're basically saying we are going to destroy the entire country just because we can't say the N-word anymore. And it's like, that's all there is to it, man. It's crazy. It's like literally just pay attention to what they've been doing, what they've been defending, what they've been. Now you probably might say to yourself, Liz Cheney, she's doing stuff, and she's working on the January 6th committee and all this other stuff, and it's like that's true, that is the case, that's confirmed, but also the Build Back Better bill was thrown through the thing, and if I'm not mistaken, she was one of the people that voted against it because Republicans, while there's a different types of Republican, they still have these things that they support. And one of those things is screw the poor. So it's like, I feel like what Republicans ultimately do is hear out every single thing that's worth debating about. And their question that immediately goes into their head is, what if the black people get it? And the moment that they ask that question, they have to doll it up to make it seem like a little less racist. So instead of saying, what if the black people get it? They'll say stuff like, well, what if people get it and become lazier? Which is projection, by the way, because like in the subject of universal basic income, like I know for a fact that if I get universal basic income, personally me, speaking for myself, that's just simple math. If I get universal basic income, I'm still going to work because UBI plus job money equals more money. It's not going to make me more lazy. It's going to make me rack up. Shoot. And I know more people who think that way. The only people who I know who don't think that way are rich people who don't have to work anyway. You see what I'm saying? So rich, lazy people are basically just telling on themselves. They're basically saying, well, what if the poor people get lazier from doing the stuff that we do? It's like, oh, you mean like you guys do? Because you guys are lazy? Because y'all make money like that? Shoot, I'm just saying, it's just bizarre out here, man. Like, it's all projections. And if you actually pay attention to what a lot of Republicans say, they're basically giving you the roadmap of how they do things. Right now, with all the stuff that's been going on with Donald Trump, you have to sort of ask, how did he win the 2016 elections? And now you have to look at the Electoral College. I'm just saying, it's just like, at this point now, where it feels like the Republicans, the racists, the white supremacists, and all these other terrible people are just sort of like revealing themselves and like just basically painting a picture as to who they are and what they do and why they are what they are. And people are just ignoring it because, well, we need to get all of our facts straight. No, we don't. We need to get these people out before they continue to ruin things. At least that's my perspective. Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema, they're on the chopping block too. You know what I'm saying? Those two need to go away. But seriously though, why do we need, like, what is a conservative? And what are they trying to conserve? What do they do? What are they supporting? Why are they doing the things that they do? Like, do we need them? Do we need them? And if we do, please explain why. This might get ignored. Oh God. I hope that all I want is I just hope that no racist sees this and just immediately goes, typical black guy saying stuff about the people that actually wants them to have freedom or whatever. There's more to it, but I gotta head out. I gotta go to training. Love, peace, and safety to everyone here, and I hope that you're all okay. Also, seriously, vote. I'm begging y'all, vote. There's literally been like a whole slew of bills on a local, on a statewide level, all throughout the nation, of people trying to stop people of color like us from voting. If you have kids that go to school, this is the most important season of your life. Vote. If not, at the very least, learn the stuff. Learn what's being on the table. Seriously though, I gotta go to training. And all right. Love, peace, and safety to everybody out there. Please vote. Please care about your community because we got at this point.